Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'd like to talk about this concept that I have called Generation Zero and how it relates to longevity and anti-aging. I'm going to go in a little bit more detail in this video compared to the first video I did, just to clarify some concepts and do an expansion of my ideas. So before I do that, I'd like to just mention on how you can improve your health. So please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the health supplements that I have. For example, I have many structural nanosilver products like toothpaste, liquids like Max 35 and Max 14, silver gels. I have soaps made from structural nanosilver. I also have lozenges and drops. Though these are very important in soothing your throat during the allergy season or the cold season. I also have an additional silver solution that's in a 30 ppm and an extra strength gel, structural nanosilver gel, and applicators where you put liquid in here from, let's say, the Max 35, Max 14, or the structural silver solution. It has a spritzer, a nasal spray, or a dropper. That way you can carry it around with you. So they're great products. In addition, I have carbon 60, which is the C60 in avocado, coconut oil, and extra virgin olive oil. I have it in a 2 ounce, a 4 ounce, and an 8 ounce configuration. You take a teaspoon of this a day. It's a very strong antioxidant. I have a plethora of different supplements. D3, very important for your absorption of calcium and gene expression because it's a gene expression cofactor. It also helps to have cells go into apoptosis. Vitamin C helps with the skin and also helps with the immune system. It is, in addition, an antioxidant. If you're not feeling well, if you're sick, because of a cold or whatever, take double dose of vitamin C. Omega-3, really important to help with your cardiovascular health. It helps to improve your lipid profile and reduces the stickiness of red blood cells. Ashwagandha helps to control your blood glucose levels and it brings down inflammation. Goodnight formula helps you to get into those 3 cycles of REM sleep a night, as tryptophan and melatonin in it. It's very important that you have proper sleep every day so your body is detoxifying and consolidating memory. A powder probiotic that you mix with food, I take this every day. This is important for good digestive health. Resveratrol helps with gene expression. It is an antioxidant. I take this every day. This helps to also get rid of senescent cells. Vitamin B complex helps with energy and cell metabolism, very important. Turmeric brings down inflammation and is a good antioxidant. Magnesium and zinc is important, especially when you're not feeling well to take, but it helps to boost up your immune system. Lignans helps with the immune system and for hormonal health for males and females. This is something that you should be taking every day, especially in the post-2020 crisis. By improving your immune system, you have a better chance of fighting cancer. Collagen helps with the skin and also bones, joints. So I have a supplement here for collagen peptides that has a lot of amino acids in it. The digestive enzyme complex is very important to reduce the load on your pancreas. It breaks down carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. In addition, it can break down glycoproteins because it has proteolytic enzymes. That means that it's important to take in a post-2020 crisis era. In addition, it also is fibrinolytic. So that means that it'll help to break up clots and fibrin. Clarity factor is very important to take to improve your mental clarity. Taking that every day will maintain those dendritic connections. I have all natural deodorants in citrus and in peppermint. I also have an all-purpose bar for your skin. It's great to help reduce the time to heal a wound or an abrasion, a bug bite, or a minor burn. You can also use it as a daily skincare product to help soften the skin and smooth the skin. I have these anti-aging boxes at different price points. I have a beginner's box, advanced box, deluxe box, super deluxe box. It has different products in it depending on what you can afford. But the point here is that it has, for example, the anti-aging deluxe box has a max 35 to neutralize pathogens. The C60 is a strong antioxidant. The D3 to help with gene expression, vitamin C and magnesium. This helps to boost up your immune system. The toothpaste, which is a toothpaste to neutralize pathogens and improve gum health and whiten your teeth. Neutralize pathogens because of the structural nanosilver. I have all natural deodorants. These deodorants, like I said before, are made from all essential oils, very high quality, and it helps to slowly detoxify the body. And then a probiotic, which is very important to take every day. Resveratrol, again, like I said, it helps get rid of senescent cells and it's an antioxidant. And you can pick which version of the C60 you would like, either avocado, coconut, or extra virgin olive oil. And you can pick which deodorant, the citrus or the peppermint lavender tea tree. So there's a lot of different anti-aging boxes. I'm also next month going to be providing additional new products on the store. And I have these great classes that you can learn about pulmonology and immunology for only $50. By purchasing this lecture set for $50, you'll get a unique password to log in to the classes. You log into the classes over here. But once you get the password, you log in and you'll learn about these different topics in pulmonology. Each one of these topics is a separate lecture. You get a PDF and a video. There's 22 lectures, I believe, for the pulmonology and 15 lectures for the immunology. So, here for immunology, you learn about the immune system and T cells and B cells and transplants and hypersensitivity. You learn a lot of stuff. So only for $50, you get a PDF file and videos for each section of these topics. So that said, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the products to help boost up your immune system. If you follow what I have to say in this video, you're going to be able to improve your immune system, slow down the aging process, and have just a more vibrant life. Okay, it's about proper diet, proper exercise, proper balancing. That means balancing exercises and stretching. You also have to challenge your mind. That means reading and mindfulness, meditation or prayer, and talking to people. So in writing, so you want reading and writing and talking, learning new concepts, and challenging your mind, and proper supplementation. All right. If you follow my advice, you are going to slow down the aging process. Okay, and benefit from the major things that I'm going to be saying in this video. So let me share the Excel file, and then what's going to happen is I'll go over and clarify some of the concepts here. In the first video I did, I talked about biblical years. I'll be short on this, just to recap what I did on the first video for Gen Zero. This concept of Gen Zero, what is it? Gen Zero is this concept that we are going to supersede the concept of generations. Of course, there are going to be people that are born, right? And they're going to be born at a certain time period. But before modern technology, before advancements in artificial intelligence in medicine, there was this idea, and it still holds true today, that you're born and there's a certain set of number of years that you live, and then that is kind of like your generation, right? And a new generation comes up every about 20, 25 years. All right. So you have this you have the baby boomers and Gen X and Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Z, millennials, right? Well, there's a new concept that's coming on, and this idea that people are going to transcend and live much longer lives. There's going to be more people that are centenarians because of proper health, diet, and medical advancement. But then there's also going to be these I'll call them hyper agers. All right. And these people age slower and they live much longer lives. And they're going to live way beyond the 120 years mark. So not only will they be centenarians, but they may be bi or tricentenarians. So, but this is because of modern technology advancements, especially in AI, that's customizing to the individual. So it's like precision anti-aging. Okay. Now let me explain a little bit about the biblical years. Okay. But this concept that the universe, I know this sounds a little tangential, but the universe, assuming that the Big Bang happened, which I think there's lots of evidence to suggest that. There may be multiple Big Bangs, but let's just say there is a Big Bang, all right, and that this Big Bang in the universe released a ton of energy. And as you know, energy equals MC squared. So as energy is converted to mass, there is everything's conserved, but you're seeing the manifestations of that energy in a physical form. So during the Big Bang, there was lots of energy that was released, and lots of energy, also lots of heat. And as time went on, and there was, even though it was very hot, even relative to what we're used to, there were plasmas and then subatomic particles that were starting to emerge out of this energy field that was starting to cool. And over time, we end up getting electrons, right, and protons and star formation, right? And then stars blow up and they create heavier elements. So the point here is that there's this release of pure energy that ends up turning into material. Okay. Now, that does not happen in a very smooth transition. Okay. It happens in steps. So just imagine, let's not imagine that this chart did not say, if we were just looking at this part of the chart, the left side of the chart, and let's pretend that it didn't say Bible years of life, but it said the energy reduction as more material was formed in the universe. All right, let's just say that's what this chart is. Okay, the universe, as it was and this is just an example, not every point is exact, right? But this is just a point that I'm trying to make, is that there were steps in the transition from high energy to lower energy levels. And then there were plateaus, and then additional energy was transformed into matter. So at the very early stages of the universe, there was high energy and plasma. Eventually, protons are starting to form, electrons are starting to form, right? And then you start to get star formation, and then there's a coalescing of matter, right? And then creating new heavier elements as these stars start to explode and then recycle, right? So the universe, not exact, but the universe had these step reductions in energy and a transition from energy to matter, all right? At the very early beginnings of the universe, the first few milliseconds and seconds of the universe, there weren't gold and lead and all these heavier elements. That came later. In the very early days of the universe, you had this energy that started to cool that ended up being plasma, and then it coalesced. The energies were starting to go down, temperatures were starting to go down, and other subatomic particles started to form. Okay. And as these subatomic particles start to form, then you have nuclei that start to form, and and different phase transitions that take place. Okay. So the point here is that the universe and its explosion of energy through the Big Bang is like a fractal. All right. And that these golden ratios and these fib sequences, these fractals manifest in nature in many different ways, in the formation of galaxies, in the formation of a fetus, the formation of social systems. Everywhere you look in nature, there are fractals. And the beginning of the fractal of the universe starts actually with the Big Bang. And so these phase transitions actually can be mapped out as fractals. All right. But the point here, and fractals build off of fractals. So the point here is that the universe and its kind of concept of stepped phase transition as it was losing energy is modeled in the years in the Bible. Okay. And how do you model that? All right. The modeling is by taking, and Adam is a unique case, but you take the beginning of Adam, all right, which is interesting because we call atoms as like, the lowest common denominator for elements. Of course, there's subatomic particles, but we have this concept of atom, and we also have the concept of Adam as the first human. So you take Adam, he was supposed to live for 1,000 years, but he had to give up 70. He gave up 70 of those years because King David was going to be a stillborn. So for King David to be King David, right, Adam had to give up some of his spark, some of his energy. All right. But I start with Adam. He lived for 930 years. So that's why the point starts at 930 years. And then I descend the number of years that key people mentioned in the Bible lived. All right. And I highlighted 3 really important characters: Adam, Noah, and Abraham, and then also Moses. So there's 4 characters, but I highlighted 3. Adam lived for 930 years, probably about 6,000 BCE or even farther back. Noah was around 5,000 BCE, and he lived for 950 years. So he actually lived longer than Adam by 20 years. Then there's a decline since Noah, and Abraham, who lived about 2000 BCE, lived for 175 years. Then you fast forward to 1300 BCE, and Moses lived for 120 years. So there is this step function that's starting to take place, and you're seeing the reduction of people being able to live in their 900s, and then all of a sudden there's a big drop, and then there's a plateau in the 400 range, and then all of a sudden there's another drop and a plateau in the 200 range, and then a steady drop. And in our day, it's around, depending on the country, in the mid 70s to the 80s. So about the life expectancy is about 80. Now, of course, during these time periods, there were people that died earlier, but these are the ones that are mentioned in the Bible. Now, the farthest back case that I know of that can be confirmed in documentation in modern time is a person that lived for 108 years, and that was in the 1800s, around 1800. That's the proved documentation case, and I got this off of Wikipedia. So, and then in modern time, there was an individual that lived, I believe it was a female, lived for 122 years in 1997. Okay. So there have been centurions that have lived in the hundreds or near 120 since Moses. All right. I'm sure there are people in the 1600s that lived near close to 100. It's just not, the documentation just isn't there, or if it is there, no one knows that it's there in these monasteries or maybe even in these churches, because back in the 1500s, they were the ones that were keeping the records. But over time, things have been lost in wars and whatever. But at least in modern times, the oldest person that we know in modern times is 122 years that's been documented. All right. So there's this concept that through a breakthrough, that people will be able to push the envelope and live longer. And that the concept is that because there is going to be medical advancements through AI, the speed of learning and having medical breakthroughs will increase at a faster pace than the step down function of how our genetics started to degrade and lowered our life expectancy. There's a few things that create life expectancy. One is sanitation, pathogens, and then our genetics. So a big part of these step functions that were happening with Adam and Noah, these are genetic related. All right. And that as the genes started to degrade, our life expectancy started to degrade. But also you're talking about the beginnings of agriculture, and urbanization, which leads to more pathogens, more sanitation problems, the quality of water, the quality of the soil. All these things come forward, and more people start ending up dying in their 30s or earlier. Wars and stuff like this. So life expectancy for the average starts to decline. But not just that, there is this degrading. The concept here is that this chart from Adam all the way to Moses is there's a degrading of the genome. But through artificial intelligence advancements in medicine, I'm not talking about integration of AI into the human. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about an AI system doing simulations and finding ways to customize therapies and breakthroughs for an individual, and that it's going to be more customized. So the average life expectancy will start to increase, but not just the average life expectancy. These people that have certain type of lifestyle and genetics will age even longer. These super agers, right? Or hyper agers, or anti-agers, hyper anti-agers, however we want to call it. All right. So that's the concept here. So there are going to be people that are going to be living in their 200s based on AI medical breakthrough. And this, remember, what I'm talking about is not artificial intelligence where it's being integrated through some sort of transhumanism. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that we're still human and we are using medical technology advancements for better medications or customization of, you have to do these certain things and you can expand your life, and certain types of supplementation and lifestyle and medication, or certain therapies help to prevent genetic damage, reverse the aging of a particular organ. That's what I'm talking about. So there's going to be a big advancement. This is all based on Kurzweil. Kurzweil believes that there's going to be a major advancement in artificial intelligence. It will be equal to, if not surpass, human intelligence by 2029. So it'll be equal. Artificial intelligence will be equal to a human by 2029. And Elon Musk thinks that it will be in 2027. So around 2027 or 2029, AI is going to be equal to the human brain, maybe even surpass it. And during this time period, there's going to be something called in silico advancement in medicine. There's going to be simulations where it's going to be able to speed up clinical trials. You're seeing this already with proteomics, where it's the ability to, because I do some research too, and there's this ability to look at predicted protein folding. So AI is predicting certain types of protein folding, and then the charge of the protein in certain regions. The topology of the protein in certain regions, and you are trying to find the key or the lock that matches to be able to help the body in some way, either to inhibit a process that's in a disease, or so it acts as like an antagonist, or develop agonists that helps to fight a disease, right? But the thing is that you're using artificial intelligence to do protein folding and docking prediction. In addition, there are databases that have, and atlases that have been built up of different cancers where you can target certain types of cancers, either at the surface level or internally in the cell, that will speed up discovery. Now that's a database and a library of all these different mutations at the genetic level of these different cancers, right? So because of these atlases, people can target a little bit better because they understand the disease profile genomically, or at the proteome level, the genome level or the proteome level, or even the epigenetic level, and they can target diseases. So this is already starting to happen already. The speed of discovery, because of these atlases and these machine learning protein folding software. There's different models. There's Swiss. I've used the Swiss model version, but there's also DeepMind. So, but the point here, and I think DeepMind's a little bit better, But the point here is that there's databases and machine learning that is speeding up medical discovery. All right. And it's truly moving in the direction of precision medicine. All right. Now, taking it to this, and that's what we have today. That's not sci-fi. That's what we have today. Once these AI models start to get larger and have more capability by 2029, so we're only talking about 5 years from now, these things are going to speed up the process much faster, and there's going to be in silico clinical trial. And when in silico clinical trial happens, it speeds up discovery and reduces cost. So there's going to be big advancements that take place. So ones that are born in 2024, because they haven't done so much cellular damage because of lifestyle, will benefit greatly from these new technologies that are coming online in 2029. So the average life expectancy is going to be the average life expectancy is going to be extended, right? It's not out of the realm of possibility that if people do what if they do what is advised by the artificial intelligence medical breakthroughs, they take advantage of these things, then they're going to be moving not just to 120, but they're moving towards 200 the years of life. Okay, so that's what that. But now someone might say, well, what about if someone was born in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s, not in 2024? How would they benefit from this technology? Well, I did this chart just to give an example. All right, let's say if someone was born in 1974 and they're 50 years old today. All right, so they're born in 1974 and they're 50 years old. In 2029, they're 55. In 2045, they're 71. In 2054, they're 80. They're in 2021, in 2100, they're 126. In 2174, they're 200. In 2240, if they live long enough, 266. In 2424, 450. And in 2924, 950. Okay, now some people are saying, oh, no one's going to get there. I'm not so sure. I think there are going to be people. It's not going to be everybody, but there are going to be people that are going to live a very long life. And it's because of this advancement that's going to take place, this hockey stick advancement. Now, there's going to be some caveats. There's going to be a singularity, according to Kurzweil, in 2045. The singularity is when AI and humans merge. I'm going to do a separate video on the benefits and the drawbacks of this singularity. There's more drawbacks than benefits, from my estimation. In 2054, if the negatives start to take hold in 2045, there's going to be about 10 years where there's going to be a fight between the transhumanists and what I call the monks, that are the ones that are trying to stay human and not be transhuman. And there will be a war and there will be a blackout. I'll go into more detail about that. There's going to be a big die-off to be able to try to kill off the transhumanists, because their Achilles heel is energy. But to have the population supported through modern technology and agriculture, energy is an important feature. So to kill off the transhumanists, there's going to be a big die-off even with the humans during this blackout. And then as a marker, in 2240 is the end of the 6,000-year cycle in the Bible, where it's guaranteed of the Messianic era. Now, the Messianic era could happen before that, but it's guaranteed to happen in 2240. And this is not some, modern day prediction. This has been written down going all the way to the beginnings of the Torah. So this is not some modern day, hocus pocus stuff. This has been known for thousands of years. So okay, so now that's the backdrop. All right. Now there are three different types of people in this chart. Now remember, these ages here are for reference for what year. So if someone was born in 1974 and they're going to live for 126 years, they'll get to 2100. Okay. That's the point I'm making. All right. So now there are three different types of people on the protocol: above average, but not on the protocol, and average, not on protocol. Okay. The protocol means what the AI is recommending. And there's these other categories. So there's the protocol is two ways: proper diet, proper exercise, proper supplementation, taking advantage of the current medical advancements without AI. Okay, that's one category. But there's another category where you're on the protocol and that there is an advancement that takes place, and there's this big jump in longevity and life expectancy. So there are going to be above average people not on protocol, and average people not on protocol, and then the people that are on protocol. All right. And I don't think that there's a big difference between above average that are on protocol versus not above average, or average on protocol. I think that there's not that much of a big difference. So this person is 50 years old, all right? And if there's no AI and they're on a protocol, like a longevity anti-aging protocol, most likely they're going to reach past 120. So not everybody, but many people. We're probably going to have about 1,000 or more people that are going to live that long of a life. That means that in the United States population, it's going to be 0.0003% of the population will live beyond, that amount. All right. All right. So above average, not on protocol, non-AI, no advancement takes place. All right. The above average person is going to live to 100. All right. And then you have the life expectancy of the average not on the protocol is about 80 in the United States. Now you have advancement, AI advancement in 2029. In 2029, that advancement for the people that are on the protocol is going to jump them up more than 80 years. And then the people that are above average, not on the protocol, it will jump them up 50 years. And the people that are average, not on the protocol, you're going to see a jump of 40 years. Okay, so you're going to get more benefit from the AI in the very beginning if you're on the protocol versus not. Okay, and there's going to be an important feature, especially depending on when you start this at a certain age. All right, I'm just showing an example at age 50. Now, there's going to be in 2045 this singularity. All right, and this singularity, people are going to still be able to benefit from artificial intelligence advancements. Some people are going to turn transhuman, some people will not. Okay, this stuff that I'm talking about is not turning into transhumanness, just benefiting from the advancements of AI for precision medicine. All right, in 2045, for the at the extreme level, not everybody within this category, but at the extreme level, there are going to be people that live beyond 450 years. And then and I call this AI plus. And in 2100, there's going to be AI plus plus, whereas an additional advancement that leads to living at the age close to, if not beyond, Adam. And this is the reason why there's these advancements that are taking place at such a high rate, to try to undo the genetic degradation over time since Noah. All right. Now, the ones that are above average but not on protocol, they're still going to benefit from AI advancement. All right. Because there's going to be some things. See, when I say protocol, it's doing things now before 2029, but also taking full advantage of the medical breakthroughs from AI advance or AI plus plus, AI plus. All right. But for above average, not on protocol, that basically means that they're not doing all of it. They're doing some of it. Right. So they're not doing 100% of the protocol. They don't do anything right now. And then they're taking advantage of some of the advancements in medicine when needed. But they're not like they're not really on an anti-aging protocol. They're not, pretty serious. A good example is, let's say there's major advancements in hip replacement, reduces pain, reduces time for recovery, all this stuff, right? If we have these individuals that aren't on a anti-aging protocol and then they need a hip replacement for whatever reason, then they just go in and get the hip replacement, versus the ones that were on the anti-aging protocol had less hip issue but still needed a hip replacement. These people will benefit from the modern technology, but they're also probably going to heal quicker. So there's going to be more benefit with people on a protocol versus not on a protocol. And that's what I'm trying to show here. You're still going to be people are going to benefit from a subset of the AI advancement, while the people on the protocol are trying to benefit from almost 100% of the AI advancement through these medical breakthroughs in skin health and in liver health and brain health, heart health, everything. Well, the one that's not on the protocol is only focusing on a particular organ system because it's aged so much. Let's say they weren't taking care of their liver, and then all of a sudden they have a diseased liver, and then they go in for advancements in reversing the disease. That's what I mean by this not on the protocol. And then so you have the above average agers, and then you have the average agers, right? So these people will benefit less even with AI advancement, but they still will benefit with these additional technologies that advance in 2045 and in 2100, what I call AI plus and AI plus plus. All right, so that's a description of this. In the next lecture, I'm going to go into a understanding of what's going to happen at age 50, what's going to happen at age 80, and what happens at age 90 in 2024. All right. And how people would benefit from it. But I just wanted to clarify from the first video I did, make it a little bit easier to understand where I was going with this concept, that you're going to have people that are, not everybody, but you're going to have people that are going to be aging. You're going to have more centenarians in the United States, even if there's no AI advancement and they're not on a protocol, because their sanitation and just basic advancement in medical technology has gotten to the point where there are going to be more centenarians, and that the average person, all right, will also, creep up to the 80 mark, assuming other things don't counteract this, like pathogen releases and all this stuff. All right. But but the key here is that people that are on a protocol, even without an AI advancement, are going to live beyond 120 years. There's going to be approximately 1,000 of them. All right, maybe even 2,000. And there's going to be above average agers, and there's going to be a lot. There's going to be 1,000, 10,000 or so, or more, over 100-year-olds that are that are going to happen. All right. And then there are going to be these average agers that will live to their 80s or so. There's going to be more of them. Okay. So with that said, I will do another video to explain the life expectancy charts, but that way you have a better idea where I'm going with this. There's going to be these 3 major advancements that are going to be taking place in 2029, in 2045, and in 2100 that are going to extend life, and that there are going to be some people in the anti-aging protocol cohort that, if they can get to 2100, will live a long life. And we're talking atom level, at the atom, or Noah. But you could be on a protocol and there's a war and you die in the war, right? So I'm not saying everybody's going to be in this, or you can have a car accident or something. But if you aren't killed by an accident, then what's going to happen is that these people are going to be able to live a very long life. And what's going to happen is, the point here is that during this AI advancement and AI plus and AI plus plus, we're actually reversing the degradation of the genome or the proteome or the epigenetics that was starting to degrade since Noah. So we're reversing this step down process. And this reversing step down process is because of the compound effects of medical breakthroughs. This is going to be probably a very steep slope, not a stepped slope. So that's my take on this. All right. The key here is to stay on an anti-aging protocol and don't die. Because if you take care of your health, you're increasing the chances of being able to benefit from these artificial intelligence medical breakthroughs. Now, again, what I mean by artificial intelligence medical breakthroughs, there's 2 types. One is going to be a transhumanist type, and one of it is going to be a humanist type. I'm talking that you can get to this phase without transhumanism. There are going to be people that are going to pick transhumanism, and that there's going to be a battle between the 2. But people that are human, that want to stay human and not be transhumanists, they can benefit from this this artificial intelligence medical breakthrough technologies that will start to be coming online in 2029, in 2045, and in 2100. All right. So with that said, please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. Get the supplements that I've been talking about. If you follow what I'm doing, because I'm not just selling these supplements, I take these supplements every day. All right. And I follow an anti-aging protocol: proper diet, proper exercise, proper balancing, proper sleep, proper supplementation. When you do this, you're going to slow down the aging process. And I'm giving you a mid-range solution. For some people, it may seem pretty expensive, but you can customize it to your budget. Now, there are some other people that spend millions of dollars in anti-aging, and that's out of the realm for most people. You don't have to do that. You can make it simple, and you can slow down this aging process. All right, so just follow my lead. I give you a middle of the road solution in terms of cost. It's very high quality of the supplements that I provide. You take my advice in terms of what types of exercises you do, what you should be eating, and these sorts of things, and you're going to be slow downing the aging process. All right. And you may be in that cohort group that's going to be Gen Zero. So thank you for listening. Go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the supplements that I have. In addition, please help support my work by sharing the links, subscribing to all 7 channels that I have. I have 4 channels on YouTube. I have Brighteon, Bitchute, and Rumble. Please subscribe to all of them. In addition, I have podcasts on Apple Podcast and Podomatic, so you can subscribe there. You can also be a paid member to my Patreon channel. Links are in the description of this video. So please click the links in the description of this video and subscribe, share my content, and go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. Link is in the description of this video, and purchase the products that I offer to help slow down the aging process. But it's not just slowing down the aging process, it's helping to heal your body, and it's boosting up your immune system. So thank you for listening, and have a nice day.